Hi my lovelies, it's Nisha. So today I would like to try and review the Magic Star Concealer from Jeffree Star and see how it performs on the mature eyes. This is very first thing that I've bought from Jeffree Star. I've never tried his lipsticks, his matte lipsticks or his eyeshadows. His eyeshadows always seem to me a bit out there in the colors, but lately I've been trying crazy colors, so you never know. I also have bought his magic powder in beige, and I thought it would be fun if I compared this to my current favorite, the Fenty Beauty Concealer and the Fenty Beauty Powder. So right now I have one of each under each eye. I wonder if you can see the difference. But first of all, let's talk about the concealer. So the Jeffree Star Concealer comes in 30 colors and 3 correcting colors, and he has really concentrated on all the different undertones. Now, these are all the colors, and as you can see, the lighter ones all look pretty light. So it is mostly about undertone, I think, and most of them are really brightening. So it comes in this beautiful pink Jeffree Star packaging. That's the concealer, and that's your magic powder. Mine is in beige. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love that little diamond here with the star on the bottom. It's quite substantial. It is definitely not cheap looking and feeling. It's really, really nice. And the powder looks like this. So first of all, I ordered C8. When I wanted to order it, it was like sold out. Most of the light colors were sold out everywhere. So I ordered, I think I might have ordered this one. I managed to get it on Beauty Bay. I'm not sure because I ordered this one a while ago. And C8 is light medium with olive undertones, but it is very, very light. So let me swatch the C8. So that's the C8. But that will be good for me for the winter. So then I thought, I kept looking online at all the swatches. It's so hard because, like I said, most of the light colors look very, very similar, very bright. So like I said, it's all about the undertone. So then I've decided to go for C9, which is medium with warm peach added undertones. So let me swatch this one. And I really, really like this one. So this is C9, C8 and C9. And this is still very, very brightening and a bit corrective, I suppose, because it's got slight peach undertones. I, to be honest, am not that bothered about the undertones because I think I am quite neutral undertone. So I can wear most of concealers in different tones. But I thought I will compare them for you with ones that I've got. So this is the Fenty Beauty Concealer in 210. So as you can see, this one is quite similar. I don't know how well you can see it. This one is very similar, but I would say that the Fenty has a bit more of a yellowy undertone, but they are very similar. So I was really pleased with that choice of C9. This is Tarte in light medium. So this is Tarte in light medium. I would say that Tarte in light medium and Fenty 210 are very similar, and they are similar in color, but you can definitely tell with Jeffree's C9 that it's got that peachy tone. And then I bought here as well Born This Way in vanilla, because I think that might be similar to the C8. No, C8 is still much, and this is your Born This Way in vanilla. So can you see how much lighter the C8 is? So again, this is Jeffree C8, Jeffree C9, then that was Fenty Beauty in 210. This one was Tarte in light medium, and this is Born This Way in vanilla. So these four are very, very similar. I think you hardly probably would notice the difference once you apply it on your eye. But as you can see, C8 is much, much lighter than the rest of them. So let's go back to the packaging. Very pretty, very princess-like, and I absolutely love the doe foot applicator. It is very much like a lip gloss applicator with that tear drop shape, and it does pick up a lot of product. I'm sure you've seen Jeffree showing how much you can get out just from one dip. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to waste my concealer. And the powder looks like this. You can close that sifter, just a normal powder. The powder smells gorgeous. It smells like, I don't know, sweet. It's gorgeous. It's not overpowering, and when you put it on your face, you can't really smell it. But so does the Fenty Beauty powder. Has a smell as well, a bit different smell. To be honest, I can't smell anymore the Fenty Beauty. I've had it for a while, so I can't smell it. Okay, so I've had this on now for 7 hours. I've applied the concealers at 7:30 in the morning, and I will show you in a minute. I will insert the clip of me applying it, and after that I will come back and I will tell you my final thoughts. So on my right eye, I'm going to apply Jeffree Star's C8, and on my left eye I will apply the Fenty Beauty in 210. I love the doe foot applicator on this concealer. As you can see, they are quite similar shade. One is the Jeffree Star feels a bit more liquidy and smooth. I have to use different fingers. Very hard to do it with left hand. Okay, let's use this side of the sponge on Jeffree, and this side of the sponge on Fenty. Okay, I would say I got a bit more coverage out of Jeffree's concealer. The finish seems very similar. Let's add a tiny bit more, just in a corner. Especially with the Fenty, sort of come off my nose here. Okay, so they look pretty similar. I feel like I'm getting more coverage from Jeffree's, and also what I've never noticed before is when I was blending here the Fenty Beauty, it's sort of taking off a bit of my foundation off, whereas with Jeffree that hasn't happened. Let me zoom you in. So This is before I have set it. Don't you think they look very similar? Okay, let's set it. So on this side, obviously, I'm going to set it with Jeffree's powder. Very pretty. It's very finely milled. And let's do Fenty on this side. I think the Jeffree Star powder is a tad darker. I chose the beige, and in Fenty I've got the butter. And this is Rihanna, so I don't know if you can see. Jeffree's is definitely more beige. Rihanna's is a bit more white, so brighter. Have a closer look. To me, they look very, very similar. I would say that Jeffree Star's is a bit more coverage. Definitely, you get better coverage with it. Okay, so from a distance and even close up, they look very similar. Definitely better coverage with Jeffree Star. I feel like the Fenty Beauty powder is a bit more brightening, but that might be because it's lighter. So if I got the lighter one in Jeffree's powder, then I'll probably get exactly the same. And the feel of the powder is very similar, so they do feel very similar. Anyway, I am going to put the rest of my makeup on, go about my day, and I will come back later on to see how they both was. So, you know, maybe one lasts better than the other, maybe one creases more than the other. So I will see you a bit later. Okay, so what do you think? I don't think there is much difference in the way they look, but we will have a closer look right now. I don't ever really have much problem with my concealer looking much different after a whole day of wear. My foundations seem to be affected much more than concealers, but sometimes they do start looking much drier than they did to begin with. So let's have a look. Okay, so this was Jeffree, wasn't it? Yeah, this was Jeffree, this was Fenty Beauty. I don't have creasing in any of them. I know that some people feel like creasing is when you smile and you see the lines. Don't blame the concealer, blame your lines. You're going to have lines whatever concealer you put on. Creasing means that if the concealer sort of gathers in your little lines, but that hasn't happened with either of them. So the one difference I have noticed is that Jeffree's has definitely better coverage. I thought the Fenty Beauty had quite good coverage, but Jeffree's has definitely better coverage. I also feel like these two are Jeffree and this is Fenty. I feel like Jeffree's, even though it sets, it doesn't go completely matte, which is quite nice. It's not shiny or luminous at all, but I don't know. It stays not tacky. I don't know how to explain. It just has a bit of like moisturized look to it, whereas the Fenty dries quite matte. Now the powder. Powder is beautiful, and I'm glad I got the beige, because that's a really nice brightening color for me when I've got a bit of tan. I think, for example, in a winter, I could use it to set the rest of my face. I haven't set my whole face with it, just under my eyes. The Fenty powder, which I have in butter, is tiny bit lighter than the beige, but as you can see, after doing it, it doesn't look much different. So I wouldn't know which one to choose. So definitely packaging Jeffree's is much nicer and prettier. I also much prefer the doe foot applicator. Let me just get them out so you can see. Like the Fenty Beauty is pretty basic, just straight tapered little wand. This one is much more like a lip gloss applicator. It's a bit angled, so it's really nice and easy to get close to right under your eye and to get in the little corners. The only thing is, even though Jeffree's concealer looks bigger, it actually has less product. So Fenty Beauty has 8 ml, but Jeffree's has only 3.4 ml. But then Jeffree says that because you get such good coverage, you probably would use much less of this than that. So this one, so this is 3.4 ml for £21 here in the UK, and this one is 8 ml for £19. So you have to take the price into consideration, but also the packaging. I suppose this packaging is probably much more expensive to make than this one. So yeah, I really like it. I am quite happy, and I have been using it now for quite a while. I couldn't do the review quicker because I had the lighter one at first. So yes, I would definitely recommend this concealer. If you have Fenty Beauty already, you probably don't need it, but I really enjoy it, and I especially enjoy the coverage. It's got nice creamy consistency, so it doesn't feel thick. It's very light, but it has a very good coverage. So yeah, I really love it, and I'm so pleased that, because like I said, this is my first Jeffree Star purchase, and I'm very happy with the concealer and the powder. Okay, my lovelies, I hope you found this review helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and stay fabulous. Bye.